Hello YouTube. Kadaj's lost chapter is coming soon, and he is not the star this time. He is unfortunately the one character that fell in the awkward position of getting absolutely nothing, not even Heimer plus Maria. Maria is the star here, and we're going to talk about her and the event as a whole. So stay tuned and kick back as I talk. This is Before You Pull Maria, where I break down information quickly and go over my thoughts on upcoming characters and events. I play both JP and Global consistently, and I use my knowledge, research, and experience to help others. My goal is to help everyone make informed decisions before they dive headfirst into a banner. I think there's too many variables in this game to give straight up advice, but I at least try to fit some nuance in there and maybe provide some alternative ways of thinking about things. I like to throw my plans in the mix as well, to put some skin in the game and potentially give you all some other ideas on how to think. I want to hear your opinions too, so go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. And while you're here, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I do read all the comments, so don't hesitate to hit me up with questions. Consider becoming a member of my channel as well. As $1, you get to use special emotes, especially during my live streams, and I make sure to reply to your comments always. And speaking of streams, be sure to check out the Ranting Hour, my weekly stream where me and some others talk about Dissidia and other stuff with no filter. I think it's my most entertaining content, and you're probably missing out if you don't watch it, so go ahead and check that out. If you hear noise in the background, it's my dryer. I don't have any sound reduction or anything, something's banging around in there. I don't know how to stop it, so sorry. So let's talk about Maria. I'm not going to talk about Kadaj at all because he quite literally got nothing. He will get C90 eventually, and it was a good C90, like most of them are, which is redundant, but Kadaj got nothing, so ugh. Anywho, Maria's role in the party has been an offensive support. She provides healing, slight party buffs. Her damage has not been okay for a while. Let's be real about it. Maria's EX plus was kind of mid, but she gets actually a really loaded LD, just not quite on paper. The actual attack of her LD is a triple split AoE Brave plus HP with refund in the middle. This is a pretty strong debuff. The big things are that it takes 30% of Brave gained and sends it to Maria. So say they gain 100, they only keep 70 and Maria gets 30. On top of that, it's HP damage up 20%. This trap triggers before enemy turns, like core. There's two attacks that come out of this trap. The first attack, it batteries the party, it heals the party, and reduces the target's Brave to 0. The second one is a single target Brave plus HP that refunds Maria. Functionally, it's an off-turn, battery, heal, and instant break. On top of that, Maria gets an additional 60% party attack up as an aura from her limit breaks on her LD. This plants her at 90% attack up at base and 125% if the party uses physical attack. So I think that's barrier levels. Oh, time to cope. A lot of attack up, and provided you have her LD boards, she now overheals HP into bravery. She gets 20% brave gain up like Agrius and Porum, and she gets overflows up, both stolen and gained. She's got support Heimer plus that leans party HP split. Her regular call, we've had access to it, whatever. However, the LD call actually does drop the 20% HP damage up debuff. It's only for 2 turns though, so it's probably good if you are no boss turning it, but otherwise this might run out. But if you don't have a 20% HP damage up call or you want more, this is an option as well. So let's break it down. Maria's strengths are that she gets pretty loaded auras, huge attack up, HP damage up in form of a debuff, and the off-turn heals and HP damage make your party a lot harder to kill. Boss turns are a lot more safe now that Maria is in the party. She has fantastic healing, fantastic off-turn healing that is, and her skill 2 heals, and her LD has an on-demand heal. She batteries alongside having Brave Gain up for the party as well. Staying healthy, being batteried, keeping your team's damage up. All things you really want to ask for from a unit. On top of that, even if Maria is in the party, her LD call is loaded enough to give you HP damage up, and if you're no boss turning, then this is a great debuff to pair alongside Kurasame. And if you need some emergency heals or you know the boss are going to need to take a turn, Maria can help keep you safe in those, even as an LD call if you time it perfectly. As for her weaknesses, her actual turns feel like garbage doo-doo butter. Ugh. No rework on those skills means you want her taking as few turns as possible, and to actually take advantage of the debuff outside of the HP damage up, the bosses need to actually get turns. So in LD call form, it's fine if the bosses don't take turns, but if she's in the party, you're kind of losing out on a lot of the benefit if the bosses don't act and get broken and then let you heal and do damage afterwards. That's where a lot of her damage is going to come from, or her contributions, I should say. Additionally, that extra 35% attack up, that's just purely physical. If you don't have other physical units in the party and they can't take advantage of it, that is a damage loss. It's not the end of the world, but it is a weakness. Her EX is sad. Just all of her skills are sad except the LD, really. At least they battery and heal. As for potential Maria teams, I could see anyone who does physical damage but also enjoys doing off-turn stuff. So maybe like Gladio or Trey, for example. Although Trey's a little crept at this point, so is Gladio. But they could still pair along nicely with her chaining the off-turn stuff. But they also don't have to be physical. Ace, doubling up on the off-turns and the traps, battering each other, ping-ponging. Maria and Porum or Agrius especially, because, well, Agrius can paralyze them, so they can be stunned in their turns, but the trap will still go off. And you could double up on the Brave gains. Jack and Orin are also physical, and they are fine with enemies taking turns. And Jack especially will appreciate that 20% HP damage up and the Brave gains. Maria is super duper flexible, and that really is something to note about her. As for useful Maria fights, quite a few actually. For one, she's actually really good on the dreaded Transcendence 6 because the boss is taking their warp turns. Maria can pop them and keep you safe while they do their warp turns. She's actually really good there. Kane's Intertwined Wills needs range damage and Maria is all range, so she works there. Same for Fran's chapter thing that also needs range damage. And beyond that, she's just generally a good support to have in the party or as a call. So what are my plans for Maria? I actually want to ticket Maria. I think she'd be pretty valuable in the party. And as a call and an HP damage up call, I'm always looking for those because those always come in clutch, especially if you're no boss turning. She is unironically, Jesus, a good pair for Barret, but also Garland and Jacked people I plan on running. Attack up like that and HP damage up is too good. Her base kit is sorry, but if I run people that are doing enough damage in this party, then her damage doesn't really need to matter. Brave gains up are nice as well. I also don't have Kadaj, and Maria comes back on alongside Thancred, and this is during Laguna cycle, and I think I'd rather use her here than down the line. She does get a rework, but plus I do kind of want Kadaj's kit as well, so yeah, I'm going to probably dump a ton of tickets here and get all of it. For my pull advice, and again, this is not for people who have already decided. If you have a favorite in Dead Set, by all means, but if you're on the fence, maybe take some of these things into consideration. As always, try to reference the call to arms in Discord. Get some help if you're stuck on a fight or something like that if you're on the fence. But here's some things to take into consideration. If you're newer and you don't have any support units at all, Maria is a good grab. She's up to date. Off-turn stuff, that's a decent role to have because bosses need turns sometimes, especially Transcendent 6. She's pretty good there. Brave gain up isn't a role I necessarily think you need to cover, but Maria does provide it, and that's good. She's also a really strong healer. If you have no HP damage up call debuffs, I think she'd be a decent grab as well. Gabranth won't be back for a while. Kurasame never comes back outside of a paid banner. We don't know how that's going to repeat in global. And I think the next HP damage up calls we get are Dark Knight Cecil all the way in February. So if you don't have one of those, this might be a good grab as well. If you're a vet with a well-rounded roster, I don't think Maria is that big of a skip necessarily. I did ultimately skip her in JP, and while I had a bit of FOMO, like it would have been nice to have her, I never felt like, I really missed out on not having Maria. If you do a lot of no boss turn runs, she could be an additional HP damage up for you to add there. Otherwise, I mean, she sounds fun to play. That's why I'm interested personally, and I like archers. The actual event is the same boss as Kadaj's event. It's the little turtle. Are they turtles? They're camels. Camels is the right word, yeah. But they do not cleanse as often. They don't frame their turns often to the point where you can actually no boss turn them. The actual orb is +6 on a preemptive attack and +2 on an actual effect going off. So like Vivi, Porum could do the +2. It remains to be seen whether Core can hit the +6. If Core can hit the +6, he's going to annihilate this fight. I believe Snow down the line and Jegrin, who also have preemptive attacks, can trigger the +6. I don't know for sure, but we'll have to see when we get there. So just keep Core in mind. If Core can do it, it's over. But otherwise, you're going to want to bring constant traps, and it's only +2. So it's going to kind of be a DPS race if you're not burning them down with Maria. Ace is probably the best non-synergy option for this fight because you can trigger his traps on his own. Trey's also a good option, but Ace has way more trap control, and this can be LD Ace. And you don't need to give the boss's turns. You can send them to the Shadow Realm and just have Ace trigger his traps nonstop and DPS race them down until they're dead. I think at the 50% mark, they cleanse and they get rid of all the debuffs, so time your aces so that the trap cleanses and then it triggers the next one. Sephiroth's debuff will stick. But these guys are also pretty thick, so defense down would be good here. This is where I predict they're probably going to drop Vanille to be synergy at, because her defense down would be helpful. If you are letting them get turns, they can Brave gain a lot and mess you up, so Kadaj's debuff will help here, so will Maria. I think Cypher has the anti-Brave gain on his debuff too. As long as you're protected on their turns, you're good. You just need to kill him in time. I think Leon might work here, although he might not do much damage, so shout out to Sinewave. This fight might catch a few folks off guard, but again, if Core can do it, then that's just gonna, for the people that have Core, it's gonna probably trivialize it. In JP, I ran Ace, Zidane, and Yuna. I deleted their turns away with Zidane and then let Ace's traps trigger and just kind of killed them as Yuna overbotted. In GL, my initial team will probably be some combination of Ace, Quistis, and maybe Garland to send him to the Shadow Realm and blow him up with the traps. Be COD friend early so I can BT phase and send him away. But I might try to redo a team, maybe. If I get Jex BT eventually, I could see myself doing like a Maria, Barret, and Jekt run. That sounds pretty entertaining. I don't know. So that's all I got to say. Let me know what you all think, your plans, what you think, what you're doing for the banner event, etc. I recorded this in advance, so I'll be out and about. I don't know when I'll actually upload my runs and stuff. Depends on my phone, my internet, etc. But happy holidays to everyone celebrating in the US. I'll catch you guys eventually. Have a great day. Peace.